All right, guys, I'm back. Dan Rawitz here, University of Options. So this module is going to speak about paper trading, and it's not a super long subject, and it's certainly not a complicated subject. So I'm going to combine a couple things. One is I want to show you a couple of things because my thought is the more credibility I have with you, the more likely you are to follow and listen. There's a lot of false prophets out there. There's a lot of phonies. There's a lot of people that make all kinds of claims. We don't say anything we can't back up, number one. Number two, when people join our program, and when this is a course, it's not to pitch our program, we don't even let them join until they come watch us in the live trading room for at least a couple of days. And guess what? We don't say you've been here 2 days, go away. Stay until you're ready to join. Now, there's always a point where people are taking advantage of you, and we'll even find out that some people that are supposed to be just visiting the room to make a decision are actually trading. That's not cool. So we do boot them. But my point is, we're so confident in what we do that we don't even want you to join until you come watch us. So the program does sell itself, and I want you to believe that it does, even though what I'm giving you now is not going to be the whole program. It's going to be, with what you've heard and what you're about to see, you can extract a lot of the benefit that our members get from our program. That's the idea here. If you have to take this course and then feel like I have to join, then I really didn't do a good job for you. And it turned into just a big marketing pitch. Ideally, you'll get enough here, you'll make money, you'll see that this stuff really works, and you'll want more. That's when you can come to us. And you're always welcome to come watch us in the live trading room. Always, always, always. You'll do nothing but learn in that room. Nothing. Because when we're not trading, I'm teaching. Okay, so first, just a couple of things. One is this series of screenshots are from last week, except this one was actually from yesterday. And in each one of these, there is a good point to be made. And this is about overtrading, FOMO, etc. So this guy I'm really proud of. His name is Dan. He's been with us. This was his second week. And the thing that I'm most proud of with Dan is he took one trade on the 3rd, he took 2 on the 4th, and he took 4 on the 6th. So each one of these days, he followed my rules with regards to trade frequency. What he wrote was interesting. He said, here are my trades for the week. It's pretty telling. I went 3 for 3 trading for you, with you, and 1 for 4 on my own. Long way to go, but I was up $70 per contract for the week. Now, of course, he's trading just one contract. He's brand new, but 40 contracts, which he should get to, and doesn't take a lot of capital, that's almost a $3,000 week. It pretty much is a $3,000 week. Now, had he not tried to venture out and do this on his own, he would have made more money. He would have made 89 cents a contract or $89 a contract. But yet there was this compelling urge, even though he knows he can win with me, to try it on his own. And he lost 75% of his trades. Okay, so just keep that in mind. He knows that there was still an issue here. Like, why didn't I only trade with you? And by the way, we take more trades than this. So he didn't take all of our trades. Okay, next. This one's important, and it could and should scare you a little bit. Let's see, can I blow this thing up? I think I can. That's a little bit better. So this was on December 19th, actually. This is when this dialogue started. And he said, hey, Dan, I want to thank you for the guidance you've given me the last year or so. I've had to learn some hard lessons, like stop over trading and stop chasing. I was taking trades on my own and holding them too long, hoping they would turn around, but that never worked. This part really broke my heart. It made me sick, honestly, physically sick. I didn't like throw up or anything, but I really felt this horrible pit in my stomach. I'm down almost $80,000 and have decided to make a change. I am only going to take the trades you tell me with smaller size until I'm profitable again. Here's a screenshot of the trades I took alongside of you. So day one was still 10 contracts. This is trading with me. So he did okay, made a few pennies. I think. Actually, I have to add this up. Let's just do it. He might have lost a few pennies. And by the way, I did not take this many trades. So he says I traded only with you. That's not true. So here he lost 18. Here he made 3. So now he's down 15. Here he made 11. Now he's down 4 pennies. Here he lost 6. So now he's down 12. I think I got these kind of messed up. No, he made 5. Sorry. I lost count. Anyway, it looks like he made money. Looks like he made just a few pennies. Nothing to write home about. The next screenshot. I think I said something to him. Did I cut it off? I think I cut it off. I told him that I'm concerned that he's still trading 10 contracts and that he didn't really take only the trades I took. So if you really want to do this, let's do this. So he says, I'm going to trade 1 contract to prove that I can be profitable for at least 1 month. Slow and steady is worth it in the end. Yes, it is. And then so the next day, this was the 19th, the 20th. Hi, Dan. The talk today about FOMO really hit home. I've been over trading and trying to hit the home runs, and that's causing me to hold on to trades longer than I should. I've been doing this for a little over 6 months, and I thought I could do it on my own, but FOMO/greed was making me break the trading rules. Here are my trades for the day. Thanks for your help with holding me accountable. I had the impulse today to trade on the SPY from 655 to 707, but I didn't because neither you or Lee took that trade. So he took 2 trades. This is a guy that went from just grossly over trading to taking just 2 trades. And those 2 trades, he made 11 plus 14. He made $25 a contract. Again, 40 contracts. This was a $1,000 day with 2 contracts. If you had only traded 20 contracts, which could be done with $5,000 trading account, which if you don't have now, you'll build up very quickly if you follow my rules, he would have made $500 for the day. So that's day 2. Day 3, I cut off the date, but he said, I took 2 more trades in the afternoon. I'm out for a 30-cent gain out of the market. I think, let's see, this was 11 cents plus 14 is 25 plus 11 is 36. And then he lost 6. So he made 30 cents gross net. So that's $30 a contract. That would be $1,200 per day at 40 contracts. It would be $600 at 20 contracts. It would be 30 at cents. 30. What did I just do? 40 contracts would be 1,200. 20 contracts would be 600, and 10 contracts would be 300. 300 a day is like 7,000 a month. That's still not terrible. You could do that with a really small account. Okay, he's getting it now. He only traded 1, 2, 3, 4 times. That's my max allowable trade count. Here are my trades for today. Up 43 on the day. I know the road is long, but it's a great start. I'm building good habits. December 21st. I won't add them up for you because he did it for us. I said, nice. You perfectly mirrored my results. He literally did. He took the same exact trades and had almost the same results as I did because on this particular day, I too made $43 a contract. Next. Oh, and by the way, I get this question a lot. Why aren't you trading like 1,000 contracts if this is so good? Well, I do this for a living. True, the teaching and coaching business does make good money, but I still look at trading as a job. And so 40 contracts is enough money, and I take everything out as income. So I just keep enough in so I can keep trading 40 contracts. That's kind of an important fact. If you're going to do this for a living, you can't keep building your account. But if you're doing it part-time, you should let it all build into your account until you're ready to go full-time. So in 22nd, there are a few times today where I literally had to walk out of the room in order to stop myself from taking trades. I managed to have self-control by telling myself, this is how I got myself into the mess. He made only 11 cents, but that was 3 days of green in a row for him. I said, I'm impressed. Looks like you made around 85 a contract over the last few days. I did total this few days. At 40, you would have made 3,600, which is 1,200 a day and 25,000 a month. Slow and steady results will tell you when to scale. It'll become obvious. The next day, this got into the holidays now. Said, I missed the 635, but after watching you taking a setup, I decided to paper trade. I still made 3 cents. This is a guy that's really mastered his FOMO now. When unsure, he's going to paper. That's the opposite of having FOMO, because that says, I'll trade paper. I don't care because I know there's plenty of winning trades. So what if this paper trade wins? It doesn't matter. I'm not going to be upset. Great day today and a great start to the week. Last week was my first green week in a very long time, and I have you to thank for that. Yesterday I paper traded, so this is the start, blah, 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 blah. I didn't total this up, but it looks like he made 33 plus 17 is 50 plus 18 is 68 plus 6, $74 a contract. One more time with the math. 40 contracts is about $3,000. 10 contracts, that's about $800 for the day, just on 10 contracts. Next day, green day today with only one trade. I see why having patience and discipline is far better than being reckless and hoping or gambling. Made 15 bucks a contract. January 3rd, made money on the first trade, but I lost on the second. This is his first losing day now since he started. Since I started holding him accountable. Now, that was his choice. I make this offer to every member because we have a lot of members. I can't do one-on-one coaching with a member. But what I say is, if you are struggling, it's only because you're not following the system. We're very confident about that. We know our system makes money. If you're not following the system. If you want me to hold you accountable, send me your trades every day. I will look at them. And you know that you better not send me a page that has more than 4 trades on it, or I'm going to bitch you out. And I will. Lovingly, as a coach would. And this, by the way, this was like way too big of a loss. He did well here, made $20 a contract, and then he turned around and lost 23 cents, not that bad, but that's a little bit bigger than we like to see our losses. January 5th, 10 for the day. The last trade really tested my resolve to trust the chart and the trend lines, but it turned out to be a good trade. Thank you for your guidance. So far, I'm up for the year. And then he tells me first green week to start off the new year. So 2 green weeks in a row for a guy that was down $80,000. I personally find that remarkable. By the way, I have many case studies just like this. They come in all day long to me in Telegram. Telegram is how we communicate, and people continue to send me their results, and we continue to have an ongoing dialogue. So the next thing I just wanted to show you, again, just for a little more credibility in terms of what we do. So this form right here, let's see. This goes out every day after trading, actually goes out in the evening. And the questions are, today I made money, true or false? Today I followed the system and took 5 trades max, true or false? Today FOMO was not an issue for me, true or false? How many trades did you take? How much did you average per contract? How many contracts did you trade? And then how long have you been in the business? Or have you been trading? And so these are last week's results, kind of grouped together. Let's see here. And I'm just going to kind of scroll down to the bottom here. Hang on, scrolling still. Got to scroll here now. Okay. 83.6% of the people made money last week trading with us. Now, not a lot of members reported their results, but those that reported, 83%. But what I want you to see about who lost money, this question here, the first one is, I followed the system, true or false? This question here is, I made money. Most important questions. So this person did not make money, but they also said they did not follow the system, and they traded on their own, not just with myself and Lee. Scroll down. This guy lost money, claims he failed to follow the system. Okay, that one I don't like. This one lost money, admits I didn't follow the system. Lost money, didn't follow the system. Lost money, says he followed the system. And again, I don't really go back and verify these or not. I take these answers at face value. Lost money, did not follow the system. The reason I kind of question the ones that say they lost money and follow the system is because I don't think we had a losing day last week. So what's going on here really? Lost money did not follow. Lost money did follow. Lost money did follow. Lost money did not follow. You get the idea. So what we do works, and you're going to get a good chunk of what we do, and you already have a chunk of it, because it's really about mindset. Look at how many trades these guys are taking. Now, the guy that lost money took 7. but I've got people pretty much. This guy lost money, took 7 also. This guy lost money, took 7 also. This guy lost money, took 6. You see this? The ones that lost, this guy lost money, took 6. The people that are losing money are taking the greatest amount of trades. That should tell you something, you guys. This is all about the probability gods. Please try to never forget that. All right, now let's talk about paper trading. Hopefully now you see that what we say works and maybe it's worth following it. So the first thing I would really like you to do is get set up with TradingView. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this because it's such a popular program. Most of you probably already have it. So I'm just going to go here and open a new window. And I'm going to go to tradingview.com. If only I could type. So when you go there for the first time, this is what you're going to see. If you go to get started, all you need to do is get a free account. That's really all you need. Later on, if you love this, or like well, let's just say if you really love this and you want more indicators, then you can upgrade to this one's 14 a month or 155 for the year, 12.95 if you pay for the year. TradingView to me is just an unbelievable platform. A lot of brokers belong to it, so you can actually trade on screen. So you're just going to go sign up, and I would use email. It's cleanest, and then just create your account. You'll have a free account. Once your account is set up, you're going to see something that, well, you might see when you first go on. Hang on, let me go to like a front page here. Yeah, you're gonna probably see something like this when you first log on. And so you have to go under products and hit chart plus. Okay. You won't open up with any of this. This is our flight station system all on this screen. This is the main thing that we do here. You'll just see a blank screen, and that's fine. You're going to go to trading panel, click on that, and that's going to open up all these brokers you could get set up with. But you're going to go to paper trading and hit connect. Okay, then you can click this and kind of close it up. Now I'm set to paper trade. And how I know that is if I right click, I'll see trade. And if I want to put in an order, I just put create new order. So what I would do for now is I would just do market orders, buy and sell. You're not going to be buying and selling options, but it doesn't matter. So let's say you plan on trading 10 contracts. Then I would put in like 2,000 shares. 1,500 shares is going to about mirror your results if you trade 10 contracts. If you're going to trade 5 contracts, put in like 1,000 shares. Just know that it defaults to 1 share. So it doesn't really give you a true idea of what you're doing. So I would say the minimum you would want to put in is 1,000 shares. That'll give you an idea. And then when I want to trade, I have it set on market, and let's say I'm going to go long, I'm going to buy it, click on buy, and the trade will execute. And on my screen, I will see how I'm doing. I'll see if the trade's up or down and by how much. It gives you that thrill. It gives you the butterflies as if you're really in a trade, because we're competitive by nature. We don't want to lose money, even on paper. So you have to get your point. You have to get your mind to a point where you believe that this is real. Your subconscious has to believe these are real trades. That's why you can't just jump in and out and take fake trades. Okay. You have to take trades that only fit the system. Maybe the system I'm about to show you, maybe some other system. It's up to you. Okay. Then what happens is after you close the trade, I wish I could simulate, but the market's closed. Yeah, I can't. So as soon as I hit buy. See, this will get rejected because the market's closed. Then I'll see my trade here. I'll see whether it's up or down, profitable or not. And then all I have to do is X out. You'll see the X. And when I X out to close the box, the trade closes. It's that easy. Right click, trade, create new order. Okay. If you want to change your amount of shares and all that stuff, just go here to trade settings, and under trading. Oh, sorry. No, the size is in a different spot. This is other things that you could set up here. And I don't think any of it really matters. So I wouldn't worry about the settings button there. It's when you hit this trading icon and hit create new order, that's when you'll put in the amount of shares that you want. So depending on how big of a trader you're going to be, should depend. And I would say for every 1,000 contracts, every 1,000 shares mirrors around 10 contracts. That's kind of a rough number. Okay, so this is going to mirror 15 to 20 contracts, my 2,000 shares. And then once you've taken the trade, or when you want to, this is what I have our members do when they're new, is open up this section. I can make this bigger by dragging it up, and I can go to account history. And by the way, they'll start you with $100,000 of fake money. You can see just training on my system on paper trading, I'm up 32,000 in not that long of a time. So it logs every trade, the time. And for me, most importantly, is I can see if my members are making money or losing money. And my thing is, if you can't show me 5 days with a profit, it doesn't have to be every day, but over a 5-day period, you should be profitable. If you're not, you have to do it the next week. You cannot go to real paper until you are, and real money until you can prove you can make money on paper trading. I hope you can understand the importance of that. Okay. But it's right here under account history that you can see every trade, what time, what it was, and how much you made or lost. All right. I'll close that now. So I think, yeah, we're going to set up our charts real quick in this section. And then the next section, we're actually going to talk about the system itself. So I'm going to start with a completely blank chart. And again, this is not a full-on tutorial on TradingView. If there's buttons or things you're not wanting to do, if you just YouTube TradingView tutorial, there's a million things. I'll show you a couple of things here, though. So the plan that I have is the premium plan. I can have unlimited screen setups, which is important because I do have a few different setups. But I'm just going to load a brand new one. So load layout. And that opens up a totally blank chart. So two things. Well, let's start here. The first thing that I would like you to do is click on indicators and type in chop. And what you're looking for is choppiness index right here. So you're going to click on that one. That's going to open up down here. Next, we're going to put in RSI, and we're going to click on relative strength index. I don't know. Oh, I put RSA, sorry. And here's relative strength index. Okay, two things. One, when yours opens, it's going to look like, actually, let me go back to default. Yeah. I want you to see what yours is going to look like when you open it up. This is what you'll see when you open up these two indicators. The magic in my system is actually combining these things and changing the lines to columns, which I'll show you. Our system goes much farther because I developed an indicator called Flight Station that has over 1,200 lines of code that give buy-sell signals that correspond with the lower panel. But believe it or not, you can trade the lower panel. And we used to do that until I developed the upper panel. So the first thing you want to do is you go to chop, click on settings. That will show up just by hovering over the word chop. Click on settings, and I want to turn these lines into bars. So I'm just going to click on the line. It's going to bring up my choices, and I like columns. Okay. To me, that is a million times easier to look at. And when you put these things together, you'll get it. Now, RSI, there's a couple things we're going to do. This kind of came to me accidentally, and it's been one of the biggest changes I've discovered. And what I'm about to show you was kind of it was the beginning, the genesis of Light Station, my system. But for a long time, we just use these things together. So where it says MA type, this needs to be EMA. And instead of 14, this needs to be 8. It's super important. You can make them whatever color you want, don't care. Now we got to make them bars. So I'm going to go to Style. And I'm going to take this line, and I'm going to make it say columns. And then I'm going to take this line, and I'm going to make it say columns. And there you go. Now I'm going to combine the two of these. And to do that, see these 3 dots? I'm going to click on the 3 dots. By the way, if you ever don't see these, if you hover over the name of it, then this will open up. Okay. So I'm going to go here with these 3 dots, click on them, move to existing pane above. Now I've just combined really 3 indicators into one spot. 3 in 1. Okay, I'm not going to show the system just yet, but I do want to just show you a couple things in case you're not really aware of support and resistance. Again, this won't be a full course on support and resistance. I have a whole module that takes like 2 hours to really go through that. I don't know why that's doing that, but I don't like it. So support and resistance is easy. First thing you have to know is that the market always is trending up, trending down, or moving sideways. And your first job is to know which is which. So, and you can eyeball this. You can say, well, that sure looks like an upward trend. And an upward trend becomes an upward trend because every new high is a higher high, and every new low is a higher low. That's what creates this uptrend. But the market does not just move in a straight line. It's not linear. It's quantum. So you get these big moves and then these pullbacks and these big moves. So the market's always moving in waves, and it's always moving in one direction or the other. And I consider sideways a direction. So all you really need to do, first of all, I think at a glance, you could see that this is going up. And all I'm going to do, and by the way, every time you see one of these where it fell and it pivoted, it went up and it pivoted. Every change in direction, I consider a pivot. And the candle that was the last candle of the old direction is the pivot point. So I'm just going to connect all of these lower pivots, as many as I can, as close as I can. Now, a trend line is not a trend line unless it has 3 or more touches, because you can always connect 2 points together. This is a really beautiful trend line. And anytime I look at this, I just know I'm in an upward trend. And when I get too far from it, I know I'm probably going to come back down and test it. So if I'm just trading the trend line, I would buy it at every touch, because this is the most important thing you could ever learn. And I say this thousands of times to my members. Range bound is the rule. So by range bound, I mean price will move within a very specific range that's easy to define just by connecting your pivot points. You can see how we've connected each one of these points, and you can see the range that this market's been in, this whole period of time. So the highest possible probability is that it will not break out of these lines. Ultimately, it always does. But the probability is that it won't, because look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There were 7 touches before it broke out. So so 1 breakout, 7 touches. So if I'm just trading the range, I could buy it every touch. because most likely it's going to continue to go up. By the way, we use Heikin-Ashi candles, which you can change your candles here. That's super important to me. Once you start using Heikin-Ashi candles and understanding them, you will not go back to other candles. But Heikin-Ashi candles literally will show you the trend that you're in. And when the market's trending up, you're going to get green candles. Every once in a while, you'll get a rogue candle. That's going to happen. But oh no. Hang on, I think I might have just, I don't know what I just did. That was weird. I guess I changed this accidentally. Okay, there's my line. So I kicked my computer and then it got weird. So this has to be changed. Hang on, I'm going to try something else. This blue should not be showing up like that. It should just look like that with the yellow. So I know there's a change of trend right here. The trend was broken. So if I were long, I wouldn't want to be long anymore once it broke below this line. Now, the only question is, once it breaks that line, is it going to trend back down or is it going to trend sideways? And that's kind of the same deal. You're just going to connect your pivot points. So this is kind of the top of the range here. And this is kind of the bottom of the range here. Probably these points will link up somewhere else back here, but for now, we won't worry about that. So now I know I'm trending sideways with the probability that it'll stay in the range until I don't. And once this is broken on this side, then we know we begin a downward trend. And so I'm just going to kind of draw a line here. And so the idea is I always want to know what's happening. How is the market trending? And you'll see why that's important in a minute. So always make sure you have these lines drawn. And in fact, you can go, let's pick something else here, maybe. You cannot do this wrong. As long as you will not do this wrong, as long as you're connecting points. So I just eyeball this, which is higher than this, which is higher than this, which is higher than this. That's a downward trend. That's been going on since back here. This whole climb was still part of a downward trend, because if I draw this line, I'm going to try to connect as many dots as I can, as many pivots as I can. And look, I caught them all. So we know that this is actually a longer term downward trend line, and this can be traded at each touch. Okay, this is not necessarily the system. This is just a kind of a bolt on. And then you can maybe see, okay, does this connect to these? Yep, it does, because I have multiple touches again. Okay, so this has been the trend for a long time. And this climb up, although it looked good, and you would want to also have your line here, connect those points, so you know when that was broken. Okay, so now with those in place, and you really can't draw too many of them, just as long as you're connecting points, and you'll see why this matters. So I'm going to try to doctor this thing up because something is wrong with it. Let's try moving. I'm going to try adding the chop next. What I did is I actually hired a coder, and I combined 4 of these into one. And so that's why we don't normally deal with what I'm doing right now, which is trying to get these things to talk better to each other. Let's see. Okay, so that's move to existing pane above. I guess it's going to keep doing that. We'll have to work around it. Okay, so what we're, you know what, I think I'm going to end this one before we go into and talk about the actual system that I'm going to encourage you to follow. So just to wrap up real quick, we talked about how to open up your paper trading module, which this will just say trading panel. When it says trading panel, you click on it. And then when you click on that, you're going to see all of these brokers listed. And then you're going to connect paper trading. You're going to get your fake money here. I can close this by clicking on it. And then to enter a trade, I'm going to right click, hit trading, and create new order. I'm going to put in an amount here that I think will be close to as many contracts as I'm going to trade. and that's it. And I'm going to enter and exit these on market orders. And the idea is, if you're not making money right now, guys, I'm urging you to go to paper starting tomorrow and follow this system and only this system. And I think you're going to find that you're going to make money, and take no more than 4 trades. If you have 2 back-to-back wins, be done. I don't care if it's $10 a contract or 10 cents a share, or if it's $1, it doesn't matter. A green day is a green day. And when you start bolting together green days, you start creating weekly income. And I think you're probably doing this so you can create weekly income. Okay. That's really important. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this up, and then I'm going to open up another module. So I'll be back with the final phase of this. Stand by.